people. Welcome back to Leicester Premier League. 9 p.m. now, because I think it worked quite well last time. So 9 p.m. for the United show. Screw this 10 p.m. crap. It wasn't working. With the views, everyone was either they're already partying or they're fucking asleep. So 9 p.m. is now the new time for it. But I'm joined by Ciaran and Dazza. Kenny is too busy, I don't know, fingering Boris Johnson or something. But how are we both doing?
Yeah, good mate, good mate.
I'm alright, yeah.
Decent. Kenny will be here at some point in the near future. Cop says, smash the Scousers. The most funniest thing I've heard since people saying that Ronaldo is better than Salah right now. Not long ago, sadly. Who's Salah? I've just had a salad for my lunch. Are you talking about Salah? Salad. Big up to Chris. Comment on Mark Goldbridge. See, would he reply? I don't think he would. Do you drink Cokes? Coca-Cola. That was never a pen. It was the clearest penalty you'll ever see in the world of penalties. Not a pen. Are you joking?
What was the pen?
It was a clear penalty, guys. Clear penalty. Liverpool versus Man U prediction. Well, we will get to that. Don't worry. Man U's defence is shambolic. Again, we'll get into it. We've got to talk about Leicester, so that fits in quite well. I think Ronaldo will score, but they won't win it. Crikey. Interesting.
I'm thinking that.
Any other comments? Does form go out the window of this fixture, or Liverpool currently stronger? Form goes out the window. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer tactics go out the window because Ole puts 9 men behind the ball and doesn't move out of his yard box. He's like,
that's not actually the case.
It's near enough the case. Okay, maybe not 6-yard box, more 18-yard box, but you can define it in whichever box you want. Basically, Ole goes, you sit there, we're sitting deep. They can try and flood us with crosses. Maguire, that massive, great big edit away. It's essentially, what we do. Can you put on Arsenal match whilst watching? I have it on. I do have it on. But we'll start before we get to Liverpool and all of that. Let's take you back to last Saturday, shall we? Not that I think either of you would like to go back to last Saturday, but we'll start, shall we? Now, the game started really well, with my star boy producing a moment of madness and deciding to, defy the laws of Ronaldo, which is not pass Ronaldo, sit 50 yards away from the edge of the air, from the goal and put a screamer into a top left-hand corner. Now, I like that sort of shithousery. Greenwood is a beast. Now, it went really well. Greenwood didn't celebrate with Ronaldo, celebrated with everyone else, and Ronaldo's there like tapping in his head. It's like Greenwood really doesn't like him. I can sort of see why. But then Harry Maguire decides to do Harry Maguire type things and decides, oh, the ball's a bit in front of me. Now I'll wait for it to come to me. Ah, shit, I've just been tackled. Uh-oh, Tielemans. My bad, guys. Apologise. And then it's like, okay. Then it goes from bad to worse. Not sure how your second conceded, but I think it was from Maguire again.
Yep.
Then Rashford gets you back in. Lovely ball from Lindelof over the top. Rashford runs onto it, 2-2. Then literally straight after, your defence are like, hold up, you want us to defend this? Fuck that. Let them through. In you go, boys. Have some fun. And literally, the attackers must be looking at that defence going, we're doing what we can. You're fucking horseshit. Stay away from it. So you got all of that. And then to really top it off, Maguire then decides to run around himself in the penalty box, leaving Patson Daka just completely free at the back to just finish the route of a lovely 4-2 win. So Ciaran, I'll start with you. That game had the good, the bad, and Harry Maguire.
Listen, I don't need to say more than that, to be honest. I think that pretty much sums it up. No, yeah, it was a frustrating game, to say the least, to be honest. I feel as if after that game, I think Ollie lost a lot more supporters. I think even someone who was never that harsh on Ollie, I think after that game I kind of thought, yeah, this isn't going to work. And to be honest with you, even in the game following that, the Atalanta game, the same things that were happening in the Leicester game came back up again. So yeah, it's frustrating. Listen, that defensive performance is probably one of the worst I've seen, but I actually don't think it's just the back four. I think if you look at the whole team, defensively it's just not good enough. And I think whilst, yes, obviously the back four, are the ones responsible, you would say, for the defence, you have to defend as a unit, as an 11, and I don't think we do that. I think even from the front, we don't press enough. We don't put enough pressure on the players that have the ball for the opposition. The likes of Tielemans and these guys for Leicester were just being able to dictate play. That they didn't have much pressure on them, and even Brendan Rodgers said after the game how surprised he was that we just let them conduct the play, basically, how open we were. And that's the biggest thing for me. I think that was the biggest frustrating thing. I think going forward, we can create goals. Greenwood, Rashford, scoring 2 decent goals, 2 very, very good finishes. Obviously, Greenwood's a little bit better, but it doesn't really matter. As long as the ball goes in the back of the net, we don't care. But we can score goals. Scoring goals is not the problem. Defensively, we've kept 1 clean sheet in our last 20 games in all competitions. That is atrocious. That for Manchester United, that is atrocious, and that is where we're going wrong. And Leicester, they deserve to win. They fully deserve to win. And I think going into this run of games, especially in the Prem, you look at the next few games: Liverpool, Spurs coming up, Man City. If we defend like we did there, we're going to get absolutely slaughtered. So yeah, can't really say much more than you did on that.
Just quickly, do you think Maguire should have started? Because it was quite clear from minute 1 that Maguire's fitness, and maybe not fitness, but match sharpness, to say the least, was down the drain. Like when you're playing against two fast strikers like fucking Vardy and Iheanacho, the last thing you want to do is play a man who has had 1 training session.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Options, to be honest.
Yeah, but we had Bailly.
You had Eric Bailly, and I know that he's a
but he never plays, really. He never plays.
Yeah, but no, I get that, but at least he would have been training, right? He would have had more than 1 training session. Well, I'm not saying he would have been much of an improvement, but it would have been a vast improvement. You could have even played fucking McTominay in the back line. Although I think I don't know. You could have played McTominay if you got desperate. Fucking Matic could have done a job at the back. Like, genuinely.
McTominay.
I'm not joking. I'm not joking.
McTominay play centre back when we lost to West Ham?
Mate, he did, yeah.
It doesn't really matter, mate. You could play any of those defensive-minded players like McTominay or Matic ahead of a 1 training session Harry Maguire, who is shaky at the best of times, let alone after 1 training session. Like, genuinely, it's a complete and utter shambles, and Ollie, look, he'll have to take full responsibility for that. But Daryl, talk to me about that game, because it was, as I said, the good, the bad, and the Harry Maguire.
And the ugly.
What was your thoughts on the game?
To be honest with you, I didn't watch. I wasn't able to watch the game, so I only really watched the highlights.
Lucky.
The extended highlights.
You probably just saved yourself a lot of agony there.
I know. It's hard to believe that we got spoiled out of 80 million. Sorry, for Harry Maguire. It was that was a massive a massive deal for Leicester City, and to be honest, I think Leicester were the beneficial side with that. They played brilliantly.
I'll put it this way: the minute the 80 million was transferred, Leicester went out to Marks and Spencer's and bought champagne.
No, Leicester were the better side from what I saw. The goals that they scored cack, to be honest with you. The first goal's a fridge mistake. I'm pretty certain Harry Maguire forgot he was playing for United and thought he was playing for Leicester at one point. The marking for the fourth goal, my God, I've seen bloody non-league teams defend better. That was appalling. The corner comes in, straight to the far post. Harry Maguire goes on a little dance. Half of our players go on a bloody mid-evening walk, and bloody hell, they just don't, half our players didn't turn up there. And, Leicester fully deserved to win. Tielemans' goal's a nice finish, but I wouldn't say it was anywhere near as good as Greenwood's. Greenwood's was an absolute thunderbolt, and for me, that deserves to be goal of the month. But you know what all the rival fans are like. They'll probably vote Tielemans for goal of the month because it was against United.
You know that I'll just accept that anyone who says that Mason Greenwood has done something better than everyone else, I'll automatically agree with that. That's just common sense.
Of course,
Greenwood could literally do the big. He could do the best shit on a football pitch. I'm like, that's my boy. He wins again. He's just winning. Especially if he did it.
I'm on 55 minutes and 30. Oh, no, I'm not going to say anything.
Leave him guessing, Daryl. Leave him guessing.
Yeah. The defence are appalling. They've been appalling all season, though, to be honest with you. So it wasn't just that game. And people were saying, United's never going to lose an away game. I'm not going to lie. I thought we'd win against Leicester. I didn't expect us to lose to Leicester, but at the same time, when I saw the score, I was like, it was always going to be inevitable that we were going to lose our away record sooner or later. I just didn't think it would be against Leicester. But the performance was that bad, to be honest with you. I think we're lucky. The recent performances, not just that performances, but the recent performances, half the time I think we're lucky not to be in the relegation zone. And when we went 2-0 down to Atalanta, I was like, here we go again. But we came back.
We'll get into
why couldn't we do that against Leicester?
We'll get into Atalanta in a bit. Don't worry about that. When will United learn how to defend a corner? Whatever happened to having one man on each post to protect it? Maguire just feels differently about life.
Maguire and Lindelof just decided to go on a bloody summer's evening walk.
It's just how zonal.
They're both.
It's all about this it's all this zonal marking crap, isn't it? Fred pushes up too far and gets caught out of position. No one keeps the shape in that team. And keeping the shape in that midfield is fucking impossible. This zonal marking does not work for corners. Whatever happened to having both posts covered by your own defense?
Already said that.
I agree. They do need to have better defensive moments there. Greenwood is a beast. I'll start him over. This is an interesting debate, though. I want to talk about this one because Greenwood is a beast. I'd start him over Ronaldo at striker. Now, you maybe not even just Greenwood. You could argue Cavani as well. I think what you need from your striker, and I would love to hear your thoughts on this. I think you need a striker that is going to press from the front, that is going to put a bit of effort into, trying to pinch that ball back, is going to listen to Bruno to go, come on, let's press now. Because when Bruno instigates the press, Greenwood then goes, oh, okay, yeah, I'll start doing that. Because naturally, as a young player, you look around, if you're a little unsure, let's just say that Ollie hasn't quite tactically told Greenwood that he needs to press a bit more. Naturally, as a young player, if you're looking at your more senior players like a Bruno Fernandes, and he starts to press, as a young player like Greenwood, you'll look at that and go, oh, okay, I'll start doing a bit of that. I'll go and press a little bit. So do you think there is an element of you could start Mason Greenwood as a striker over Ronaldo? It would be a big call.
We could possibly put Ronaldo at left wing.
Well, what do you intend to do with Rashford then?
Well, Rashford's not going to play because he's still injured, apparently, as far as we know. But
he's got a dead leg, and he's got a dead leg. But this is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, mate. This is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer with Rashford, his favourite player. So
Well,
I wouldn't rule him out just yet, mate. This is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He's played Rashford. How many injuries has Ole played Rashford through already?
Right before lockdown.
And it's
So he'll probably do it again. Like Rashford could literally have a fucking hernia, and Ollie will be like, "You ready to play this weekend? Get on the pitch, mate."
Exactly.
Kieran, I'll start with you. Greenwood, would you start him over Ronaldo at striker? I mean, tactically, obviously Ronaldo is a better goal scorer, but you could argue Greenwood's a better finisher.
I think it's an interesting question because, you look at both of them and I think Ronaldo's definitely more of a poacher. He's someone who, you'd obviously, he's not in the same sort of form as he was at the start of the season, but he's the sort of player where you give him one or two chances, he will put one of them away. But I think Greenwood is someone who right now is on very, very good form, coming off the back of the goal he scored against Leicester. It's a difficult one as well because it depends how we want to play. And I think if we're going to play counter-attacking, then Ronaldo's not the guy because he doesn't have that pace in behind. He's the guy who wants to get the ball to feet. Now, he can do the role where he holds the ball and you give it to feet, holds the ball up and plays those 1-2s. That's what he does all the time. That's basically what he's been doing the past few games. But I think with Greenwood, he is someone who will be able to give you an option in behind as well. So, for example, if Liverpool are pressing very, very high, we can lob the ball behind if we need to. And I think we will need to do that in this game, even though we're at home. And, obviously, you would think that we'd be the ones pressuring Liverpool. But I can guarantee you that we'll be on them in the first maybe 5-10 minutes. And then for the rest of the game, we'll be on the back foot. It's 100% going to happen. Yeah. So when that does happen, we do need those outlets. And I think if I could choose which one would be kind of an outlet on the break, it would be Mason Greenwood. So in that sense, I wouldn't mind playing Greenwood over Ronaldo. However, I do think Ronaldo is a big game player. He's proven it time and time again. So it's a difficult one, really. I think Ollie will go with Ronaldo because obviously he believes you can't really drop Ronaldo in these big games, and I think a lot of United fans probably go with that as well. But I actually think that Greenwood being the striker wouldn't be the worst option.
What about doing what Fergie did when Ronaldo first broke onto the scene, put Ronaldo right wing? That's why he made his name.
You could do that. You could do that, and
could have Rashford, Greenwood, and Ronaldo, but I don't know if it would work well.
Ciaran, talk to me about that. Talk to me, Rashford, Ronaldo on the right. It's where he made his name. Do you think that could be an idea? Because clearly something needs to change, right? Clearly there's an element of change needed in that attack. Do you think that maybe Greenwood coming in with Cavani as the understudy to Greenwood, Ronaldo playing right wing with Sancho as his understudy? Now, you could argue, well, Ronaldo's not going to press or get up and help Bissaka on the right wing. I'll be completely honest with you now. Greenwood doesn't do that either. Because Greenwood spends half his time trying to get up to a striker role. Because Greenwood is, guess what, believe it or not, I'm going to shock a few people here, a fucking striker. Because he's a striker. To put it as politely as possible, he's a striker now. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has fed him minutes at striker. And now Greenwood's head has gone, I like it up here, I'm coming here. Like, literally, that's what he's done. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has played him up front against the likes of Brighton and all of these other teams. And now Mason's got it in his head. He's like, I quite like it up here. I'm closer to a goal. I'm coming here. And now Ole's sort of messed it around. Whereas Ronaldo, could he play right wing? I think he could do it. Especially if Sancho can rotate the two. Like, because Sancho hasn't looked all that, but I also think that United haven't quite got the best out of Sancho, to be fair, because he likes playing passing football and you like playing direct counter-attack. So it's going to take a bit of time for Sancho to adopt to playing direct counter-attack football when he likes to play passing football and likes to make a connection with his wing-back, which on the right is Bissaka.
Which we don't have.
And your left back is looking almightily shit this season. But we'll get into him in a second.
Yeah, I don't understand.
But Daryl, Greenwood, Ronaldo, what do you do? how do you want to see it going forward? Because clearly something in your attack needs to change.
To be honest, the whole attack needs changing. So it's not just something; it's the whole attack.
Or Cavani. We can't leave Cavani
possibly,
out here Cavani has shown last season. I think it was against Villarreal where Shaw put in a ball to Ronaldo. Shaw, of course, has overhit it by about 1 million miles. Ronaldo's not bothered to run after it. He's like, I can't be bothered. And Cavani's run the length of the fucking pitch to go get the ball. And then once he's got the ball, Ronaldo's been like, I'm here. And Cavani's like, do what?
Doesn't even move.
Yeah, it's like, but how do you see it going? Obviously, if your attack options, how would you do it?
Well, it's difficult because you know what Liverpool like defensively. They've got some big defenders, and
well, I'm not just on about Liverpool. I'm on about
I know.
I'm just on saying, about in the future.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Yeah.
But if we consider Liverpool's defence as well, they've got some big players in there. We're going to try and put balls into the penalty area. We're going to need players that are going to be able to win header. Cavani, I think, should start at striker. Greenwood, I think, should be the man putting balls in from the right-hand side. And Rashford, I wouldn't start Ronaldo at all. But the thing is, I wouldn't be bothered if Ronaldo didn't start. But the entire Ronaldo fan base would be going absolutely off it if he didn't start. And I mean, people say, right, that the likes of...
I will beat them all up because I have had many arguments with Ronaldo fanboys because half of them are now targeting Mason Greenwood because he don't pass, although he's made many of the crosses and passes to Cavani just because your man, Mr. Ronaldo, doesn't bother moving in the fucking box because at least Cavani fucking moves. At least he moves. He gives Greenwood something to work with. He's like, right, okay, so Cavani's moving to the back post. I'll put a cross in at the back post. Ronaldo, he's just stood there. How am I meant to work with that? So it's a bit of a madness with Ronaldo fanboys. So I'm currently in a debate with majority of them because they're, as I said, going for my star boy, and that ends one way for them. But no, I do you know what, though? I agree with you with the Cavani bit, though. I do agree with Cavani. I do agree with because Greenwood looks so good. He looks so good with Cavani on the right wing. He does. Like he'll still cut in and he'll still try and shoot because Greenwood wants to do that. But he's also quite happy when Cavani's in the box to go to a byline and whip a cross in. So
wasn't there something saying? Wasn't there something about? What was it?
Greenwood,
Neymar being a Ronaldo fan and Greenwood being a Messi fan or something.
No, but there was a really Rashford
is a Ronaldo fan. Greenwood is a Cavani fan. I think that's what it is.
Oh right, well, it was certainly something. I don't know, but I couldn't remember. Greenwood is quality, but he's greedy. Well, no, I wouldn't say he's greedy. The amount of times he puts balls into the penalty area, right? Yes, there's times where he'll go for a shot because his confidence is going and going. I mean, to be honest with you, had he not hit that shot against Leicester City, we'd have been in an even worse situation. He had to shoot it. You give him space outside the box, he's going to hit it.
Yeah. So the bit I want to saw, it was something Mason Greenwood, or we were said about Mason Greenwood and his love for Cavani. Mason Greenwood's eyes light up around Edison Cavani. He loves Cavani because I think we've also seen Cavani has taught Greenwood so much. I mean, when you looked when Greenwood first broke onto the scene, him having movement in the box like that was fucking impossible. Like you wouldn't have seen it because he didn't have it. The minute he has one season with Cavani, man's moving in the box like he's a fucking veteran. And add that with what he's already got. Add that with what he's already got in his attributes. You're creating a player here. But no, for me, Greenwood isn't greedy. Just look at him when he plays with Cavani, because I think you need to get past this whole Greenwood's greedy, because he's only been like that with Ronaldo. Because Ronaldo doesn't fucking move. He doesn't fucking move. How can you work with someone who doesn't fucking move? Like, genuinely. Like, if you're just going to stand there, he's marked out of the game all the time.
there doesn't seem to be like there's. It's not just Greenwood. I think there's one or two other players in the squad as well.
No, yeah.
Something just doesn't seem to click when Ronaldo's in. And by the way, on your point
Bruno.
about players, he's a big game player, Ronaldo. Everyone said that about Bruno Fernandes, and to be honest with you, even though it looks like he's going to be out, I'm not actually too bothered because he never turns up in the big games.
He ain't out.
He never turns up,
out.
mate.
But he's not. He's definitely not.
It's a mate.
One minute. He's not. He may be. Ollie said that, but Fergie has said that multiple times about multiple players, and they've never. And they've miraculously come back from injury. That's all mind games.
That is true.
Basically, what Ollie's trying to do is he's like, oh, Jurgen, I might not have Bruno at the weekend. Oh, okay, I'm going to underestimate Man U. He's trying pathetic mind games, which are so transparent that you can see right through them. It's just Ollie.
Stuffed.
No, but let's go through some comments before I get Kenny to have his view. I'm not watching the match now. I'm watching this. Big up, Chris. Ronaldo will and must stay up front, and Greenwood is better. I think Greenwood is better. I think Cavani is better. So yeah, I think Greenwood.
Both of them move more than Ronaldo.
I agree.
Ronaldo's like me.
Greenwood
just
is quality, but he's greedy.
The ball to come to me.
He's not greedy.
Dylan, you stand Martial.
CR7
Martial.
Right. He is definitely greedy. He should have beat Villa if he knew how to pass. There's elements, but you could argue that
just because he didn't pass him one game doesn't mean he's greedy.
You could argue Bruno needs to learn to pass. You could argue that Ronaldo needs to learn to pass. You can argue a lot of your players need to learn how to pass the ball. Martial
need to learn how to defend.
He's not. That would also help. Big up to Munzie. Big up Munzie. Our front three should be Martial, Ronaldo, Greenwood. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I've never heard such Martial shouldn't even still be at the
Ronaldo will get Ollie sacked. Read 7 minutes of comments. I am not reading 7 minutes of comments, Chris. We'll be here all night. Kenny, you stand Jogba. Van Dijk has to stay on Ronaldo at corners. Yeah, I'd argue that Van Dijk will definitely make his way to Ronaldo. Don't worry about that. Have you done my layout yet? Not yet. I've been streaming pretty much all day since I woke up, so I will get to it probably tonight.
Sancho, I don't think we should have signed him.
Well, yeah,
Martial is our best forward, undoubtedly. He's really not, but okay. Harry says Rashford left wing, Greenwood up front, Sancho right wing. I hear that.
No.
I have to go, so I'll be 10 minutes. That's cool, mate. That's cool. Loving it, Munzie. Loving it. But Kenny, Ronaldo, Greenwood, Cavani. How do you want to see your attack moving forwards in the future?
I think everyone being fit. I think it should be Rashford, Ronaldo, and for now Greenwood. Of course, Sancho is getting better, but for now,
so you want to, you want to keep it exactly the same.
Yeah, because no.
Yeah, no.
No, because I don't think you can really swap really anyone there. Because Rashford started really well. You can't really swap Greenwood out.
So you've just listened to me, Ciaran. You've just listened to me, Ciaran, and Daryl, right, talking at length about other options you could do. For example, moving Ronaldo to right wing, bringing Cavani.
Talk about ones we could.
You've heard us talk about multiple different options, and you're there like, no, it's all working fine. It's all working fine. I'm watching the game. It's fucking beautiful. Why can't I see it? That's what you're doing.
The players in that front three.
Okay, where do you want them all? That was sort of the question. I don't want to know. I don't really care for who you want them there.
Right on left wing, of course. I think test out Ronaldo right wing. You're not against Liverpool, but test him out at right wing. See how we play with Ronaldo at right wing. Maybe in like FA Cup. That's a long time. If you guys like a bad team in the Premier League, Norwich. There you go. That's coming up. What? Ronaldo right wing against Norwich? What?
But
you do know. You do know right now with your current form, Norwich beat you.
We haven't signed Ronaldo just for him
that's
to
depressing.
play right wing against Norwich.
God.
Yeah, that was sort of like you haven't bought Ronaldo in to be testing out a right wing against Norwich.
I mean, yeah, but you have to test out some stuff, yeah. I mean, it's the worst team in the Premier League. I mean,
but it doesn't mean we're not going to lose to them.
Maybe we turn a loss into a draw and put Ronaldo around. Just maybe.
Mate,
but in games anyway.
Lost to them, and they're one of the worst teams in the Premier League. We've lost to them.
Oh, I just want to touch on this. You said Sancho, we shouldn't have signed him. What we're going to do
is
the striker in a few years and we have no right winger.
Put Ronaldo right wing.
What we're going to do when Greenwood moves the striker in a few years, yeah, and we have no right winger, we need sign Sancho.
We'll put Ronaldo right wing.
I do think no, because you're not going to have Ronaldo in a couple of years' time.
Oh, well, not in a couple of years, no, but
I think you're right to get Sancho now because in a couple, he is now because he's adjusting to a new league. Don't forget, Havertz has done the same. There's a player in Sancho. There very much is a player, but right now he's just adjusting. He's also having to adjust to a completely different tactical board because at Dortmund he used to play into lovely.
The style of play.
No, but it takes him time to get suited to that style of play. And don't forget that he's one of the best young talents in the league. He is. There's no doubt about it. He's going to do bits on the wings for United in years to come. But I think right now it could be perfect because he's going to have all of this time now for the next couple of years to just, develop under the sort of spotlight because there's Ronaldo, and I think ultimately Sancho will come good. I see no reason why he wouldn't. It's Sancho. I mean, Jesus. Dylan's just mad, Munsey. No cop. I speak the language of facts, and everyone knows.
No,
they
you
just
speak
follow
bull.
what the media tells them. Villa 5-3. Not quite.
It's 3-0.
Breaking news: protesters reported outside a Let's Talk Premier League studio demanding for Kenny out. Question for a panel: how does Ollie keep the team going if they're falling short on Monday? I think it's just going to be start praying to Lord Baby Jesus Christ. Can he go to Herons?
Well, it's
lovely. But I want to before we talk about Liverpool though, I want to talk Atalanta. Now, the first half started very much as the second half of Leicester finished. United were shit. You had, of course, a couple of chances. And then in the second half, you decided to turn into prime Barcelona. Ciaran, you top of the group with 6 points. How the fuck you've managed to be top of the group after some performances I've been watching is absolutely it's mad and probably arguably disgraceful. How did you view the Atalanta game?
I mean, game of two halves. I know it's a massive cliche, but it was a game of two halves. I mean, do you know what it reminds me of? I'm not sure if you guys remember, but you know when Jose Mourinho was going to lose his job if we didn't beat Newcastle? It was very similar to that one where 2-0 down at half-time, we won 3-2 and everyone's going, the players are playing for him. And then he lost his job against Liverpool where we lost 3-1. So I'm not saying it's going to go the similar way, but there are some similarities, that's all I'm going to say. But yeah, I mean, obviously the first half performance...
down inside 7 minutes at time.
Yeah. But I mean, first half is what we've seen from this team for pretty well this entire season. I don't think we've really defended well in any game this season. I can't remember the last one we've actually, put in a decent performance. The games we have won, and we might have kept a clean sheet. I think the only one we have is Wolves, and that was very, very lucky. That was just David De Gea in inspired form. So in the end of the day, once again, really poor defending. And then the second half, we just created, quite a few opportunities and we scored 3 of them. That was pretty well it. I think the main thing is, the fact that tactically we again looked poor. But obviously, as you said, Niall, we're top of the group, and we do need to get through this group stage. But I think Paul Scholes did some good punditry after the game where he said that this isn't sustainable. We can win games like this, and it's great to come back from 2-0 down and everything, but it isn't a sustainable model. So I think that's the main issue for me. But in the end of the day, listen, I'm always going to be very happy with the United win. I'm always going to celebrate a United win, and it was great to see Ronaldo score at the end as well. But it's not sustainable. We have to be honest with ourselves. It's not sustainable. Atalanta could have been 3-4-0 up at half time if they took their chances. It was a poor performance once again. Poor performance, but we got the win. And the main thing, if we play like that against Liverpool, we get dusted.
Yep.
Yeah. Daz, what about you?
First half again, pretty much the same as Ciaran. Just didn't defend very well at all. The first goal that we conceded, there was a few people claiming for offside. I wasn't certain, to be honest with you, but I'm pretty certain it was onside. 2 really poor goals to concede. One again from a set piece. And the first goal was pretty simple. Some good work from Atalanta, but again, really poor defending. And we've seen it, well, to be honest, rather too frequently this season. The defending's been absolutely crap, to be honest. The second half, it's always one of them stories. First half we don't turn up, second half we do. It's been the same case away from home as well. In our 29-game unbeaten record. But to be honest, we can't keep expecting to get away with it. I agree with Paul Scholes. Another thing Paul Scholes did mention on when was it? Wednesday, was it the game? Wednesday night. One thing he mentioned was that if United defend like that against a team like Man City or Liverpool or something, at half time it could be 3-4-5-0. We can't defend like that and expect to get away with it all the time, and we can't just keep, relying on players actually forcing the comeback. We can't be trying to come back all the time. We shouldn't be conceding goals all the time as well. And that was, to be honest, we haven't got a clean sheet whatsoever at home since March. That was the 1-0 win against West Ham. So we were pretty poor. The goals we scored though, well taken. Rashford's goal, another beautiful ball through, same as Saturday, and a cool finish. And then the second goal, Harry Maguire, most unlikeliest of goal scorers, because after time he doesn't even know how to use his head or his feet, but he used his feet this time and kicked it straight in the bottom corner. Something I didn't expect, because Maguire half the time can't kick a barn door with his head or his feet, so it doesn't make a difference what he uses. The third goal is simple Ronaldo, but again, I agree with what you've been saying throughout the stream. Ronaldo doesn't move enough. He needs a lot more movement in that penalty area. And for me, I would start going with a strike and possibly Ronaldo right wing, because we might see more movement.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Kenny, what about you? Thoughts on the game?
I thought it was just a clear case of second half. And we are second half this year, and it's not going to work every time. We saw that against Leicester, and against Leicester second half we collapsed, and first half weren't great either. And against Atalanta, I thought we were very, very good second half. I thought we were a very, very good second half. But we can't sustain that. We can't sustain that, as they said, because what's already started happening is teams are finding us out. They've noticed they don't normally turn up first halves. They normally turn up second halves, and they exploit that. And it's just not gonna. It's not gonna work anymore, is it? It's not gonna work anymore, is it? This thing we keep doing. It's annoying. I don't know how we're top of our group. I do not know how we're top of our group, because we should have realistically, we probably should have lost to Atalanta after the first half. We should have lost to Villarreal, but how we played, and we lost to Young Boys. We should be bottom with 0 points, but we're not. And it is a lucky win. I will say that it's a lucky win, but I think I knew we were going to win as soon as we got off the first goal. Because it's such an Ollie thing to do. It's such an Ollie thing to do. And it was 53rd minute as well, so it was nearly straight away after it. Yeah, I just thought second half we played better, but first half we need to sort them out quickly because they are. I don't think I've ever seen them play well first half under Ollie.
You know, it's as if Ollie doesn't actually practice. You know, it's as if Ollie and the defenders don't actually work on defending from set pieces, because every single time, every single corner, there's players unmarked. Half of our defence keep going walkabouts. You know, what do they do on the training ground? Do they just sit there on the arse and play FIFA?
We're brought in a set piece coach as well.
We can't even score one either. We've not scored one for about 5 years. Oh, fucking hell.
Makes you wonder.
It does make you wonder, and I don't know how you fix it. United should not be relying on moments to get them out of trouble, especially against poor teams. If Martial isn't playing, I'll watch the cricket instead. Nice.
We're just going to play.
Classic Ronaldo fan.
We're battering India, by the way.
We didn't win that Wolves match. That Wolves match you shouldn't have won.
We were lucky, but 3 points in the bag.
What do you think is wrong in games to be conceding goals?
It's defensive mistakes and no marking from corners.
We have no structure in that defence. I don't even know what one is anymore. What the fuck is our structure?
I don't think you've got a structure. I don't think you've got a structure in your team, let alone in your defence. Martial is not the best striker in the world, but what we are going to do is now we are going to come up with a combined 11 for Liverpool and Man United. Now there are some simple rules about this. So you cannot pick injured players, so confirmed injuries. I will allow the likes of Bruno. I will allow the likes of the ones that are a doubt. I'll allow Rashford and that. I will allow them because they're doubts, but they may make it. Considering it's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, they'll probably make it. Which means you can also have Curtis Jones from the opposition because he is confirmed to be able to play. Which does mean you cannot have Varane because he is injured, right? So he cannot be put into this. So those are the simple rules of this combined 11, and if it's good enough, we'll do a preview of United Liverpool tomorrow. I'll get that. It's on everything. Basically, if I ask you to pick a goalkeeper, which one are you picking tomorrow? That is basically the rules, right? So if I say I want you to pick who you want a right back tomorrow, you pick that, right? Simple. So Ciaran, starting with you, goalkeeper, De Gea or Alisson?
I think out of all the positions, this is the one I think we've actually got a fair shot at getting one in. I genuinely think that on form right now, I think Alisson has been decent. I think he's been decent, but I think on form, De Gea has been saving our ass so much this season that I'd probably go with David De Gea, to be honest.
Yeah, I hear that. Dal?
Yeah, I agree with Keelan. Obviously, it's a difficult one because they're both really good goalkeepers, respectively. De Gea, has been saving our backsides every single game. Some of the goals that he concedes, there's nothing he can do about it. It's just a shame for him that his defence lets him down. But if you're going by a goalkeeper, who's actually on top form, I'd say Alisson's on top form at the minute. It's a difficult one, really. It is a difficult one.
Yeah.
But obviously, I'm going to go David here because he's kept us in a lot of the games. It's just a shame. Yeah. His defence is shite.
I get that. What about you, Kenny?
It's very tough. This it is very tough. I think David De Gea on current form is better. I think it has been better, and I mean, basically summing it up here, he's not saved a penalty for 5 years, and he saved one against someone who never missed a penalty. So, it's basically summed the season up, basically. Saved us. Without De Gea, it would be like 18.
Yeah, that's fair. Moving to right back, Trent Alexander-Arnold or Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Ciaran, who are you going for?
For me,
you're thinking about
again. No. Again, this is one of those ones where I think that Trent might miss out just because he's not been fit. He's been fit recently, but I think Wan-Bissaka's played more games than him. And to be fair, defensively, I'd rather have Wan-Bissaka. Defensively, but no. Defensively,
if you go
defensively,
if you go Wan-Bissaka in, I have thrown it out right now.
No, Kenny, right? For me, yeah, Trent is better going forward, right? Trent is better going forward. There's no denying that. Wan-Bissaka is like a fish riding a bike, but Wan-Bissaka defensively is much better than Trent. So for me, and the fact that this season Trent has been injured, he's been on and off. So in terms of that, I think
he's been shit.
No.
He's been one of our worst players.
Listen, for me it's a close call. But my vote is going Wan-Bissaka. You can Kenny, you can. It's a democracy. You can vote against me if you want. Kenny.
Right.
It's a democracy.
Okay.
Right.
Right. That is.
I might throw a spanner in the works, but we'll go with it.
I think it's more than just a spanner, Ciaran. I think you've thrown the biggest spanner in world football. Daryl,
right.
Who
I forget outvoted. I get outvoted.
This is true.
Right.
Daryl, who are you picking? Trent Alexander-Arnold or Aaron Wan-Bissaka?
Right. First of all, before any of you pipe up, I agree.
I didn't
with
pipe up
saying.
with Kit. I didn't pipe up with Kit. I just pissed myself.
I said before anyone pipes up, right? I agree with what Ciaran's saying. Wan-Bissaka's better defensively and Trent is better going forward. But if you look at form this season, Trent is better.
All right, fair enough.
Big up.
So
big
I
up
agree
to
on
RJ. Big up RJ. We're just doing a combined 11 for Liverpool versus Man U.
Oh, look, it's the guy who cheats on witches quizzes.
Huh?
It's the guy who cheats on witches quizzes. Oh, is it your quizzes?
It's our quizzes. He doesn't.
Oh, it's your quizzes. Well, whatever it is,
he doesn't cheat. It was just very. It was Ella suspicious. But yeah, big up to RJ. We're just doing a combined 11. Felt like a long time. It has felt like a long time. But yeah, RJ, if you want to come on for this, it would be great to have you. Because we're just doing the combined 11 for Liverpool versus United. So Daryl, just let me make that I've got this right. You're voting Trent Alexander-Arnold, right?
Yeah.
Thank the Lord mercy, baby Jesus Christ. If I had to put Wan-Bissaka in there, do you know the Scousers are going to come?
Well, ask me first.
Who's this substitute?
Go on, Kenny.
Who's this substitute? This is what
Who's
me
he on about?
I think he doesn't know who Darrell is.
Who's what?
I think he doesn't know who Darrell is because I don't think I.
Oh, Darrell. Darrell is from Dazza's football stand. New lad.
Well, I wouldn't say new. I've been on your channel before.
You have.
Newish.
You're newish to RJ anyway. I want to see Noodlehead versus RJ in a no holds barred fight live on YouTube. We can definitely make that happen. Send the link, mate. Will do, mate. Will do. But Kenny, give us your thoughts on the right back situation. Trent Alexander-Arnold or Aaron Wan-Bissaka?
I want as much United players in here as possible. Aaron Bissaka gets in.
Yeah. Yes, Kenny.
Kenny,
Oh my god.
Kenny, firstly, take this serious before I kick your ass. Literally.
No, I am. Yeah. Aaron Bissaka this season, yeah, Trent's been injured, isn't it? Trent's been injured. So Aaron Bissaka,
Kenny, you literally kicked off Ciaran voting for Trent. So either you start taking this seriously, or I start discarding your vote and I'll vote instead.
Right, hold on. Let's not do that. Can I change my vote?
You can change it if you would like, but I just want you to be more serious, because if
I'll be serious.
Yeah.
I'll be serious soon. I just want as many United players in as possible, because I know
I don't care how many you want in. You take it seriously, position by position, or I kick you off and I'll vote instead.
Yeah, I'll be serious.
Well, fucking be serious then.
We know what's going on.
I'll be serious. Yeah. Do you want me to change my vote? To Trent?
No, I just want you to vote who you think is the better right back, and we both know that you don't rate Bissaka.
Yeah, Trent and Ronaldo.
That's what I thought. Kenny, me and you have had many debates, and you have absolutely slandered Bissaka for, I would argue, for even years. I'd argue you've slandered him for years, which is why I didn't take that vote seriously. Apologies, Ciaran. There's no way I was putting Bissaka above Trent, because Jesus Christ.
That's fine.
I would like
That's
to.
Fine.
I would like to live on social media. Look, I'll argue at getting other players in there. Like, for example, out front, you can even try and sneak in Greenwood if you want. There was no way I was arguing that. But we have got RJ. Big up, RJ. How we doing? Kenny, shush. No, RJ, you there, mate? He's stunned silence.
He's
gone. Kenny, why are you dressed up as George from IT? He says I've been on Niall's channel for quite a long time. This is true. What the fuck? Get the hair out.
Says get the hair. Well, no. The hair has been the man that's kept
this is their combined 11. You had your combined 11 where Firmino managed to sneak in there, so you know.
Firmino got 8 over Ronaldo. What?
as I said,
classic Liverpool.
Hey, me and Rack were sensible, because we both voted Greenwood. Because we were like, with the players we've got around and the tactical system that they want to implement, Greenwood would be better than Ronaldo. But hey, we were just saying that. But on to centre backs, Ciaran. Out of the current centre backs you can have, which are Van Dijk, Matip, Gomez, Konate from Liverpool side, and then Maguire, Lindelof, and Eric Bailly for Manchester United. Which two are you going to be going for?
Yeah, I'm going to be realistic and say Maguire and Bailly. No, I'm going to have to say Van Dijk, and I'm going to have to say. I'm going to put Van Dijk. I'm going to put Matip in just because I haven't seen Konate play too much for Liverpool this season. I think if he had played the whole of the season, he looks a very good player, so I probably would have put him in. But yeah, I think it's got to be a full Liverpool centre back pairing. It's going to be Van Dijk and Matip.
Interesting. Darryl?
He's thinking hard about it.
Darryl. Centre backs.
I can't hear us. Oh.
Sorry.
Also, RJ, can we hit? Oh no. RJ's got more issues than you care to imagine. But yeah, Darryl, who are you going for as your centre back pairing?
Yeah, sorry, I got a bit sidetracked there. Centre back pairing. Virgil van Dijk, but we can't go for Van because he's injured. Matip? No.
Who else? Are you going to go for Maguire?
That's Joe Gomez.
But he hasn't played really.
Joe Gomez. Bro.
Well, it's Joe Gomez.
Joe
Wouldn't blame Matip at all, but he'll. Well, we can't put Varane in because he's
injured. So you can't have Varane.
Isn't Joe Gomez?
I wouldn't put Lindelof on Maguire in.
I put Lindelof in.
No.
Well, you Kenny, start taking this seriously. But yeah,
people are putting Varane in the chat. He's injured.
Yeah, you guys, you can't have. So there's a simple reason why you can't have Varane is because you can't have injured players. So if they are confirmed injured for tomorrow Sunday's game, you cannot have them. So Varane means you can't have. But Dowell, who are you partnering next to Van Dijk?
People might laugh. I'm going Eric Bailly.
Eric Bailly, crikey. So we've got.
Well, put it this way, Maguire and Lindelof aren't good enough, and if Joe Gomez has never played, I'm not going to go for Matip either.
To be fair, you could equally go Gomez as equally as Bailly because Bailly is also equally not played. So it's
everyone was saying then, but I wasn't going to go for full Liverpool defence for that way.
Yeah, so we've got one vote for Matip, one vote for Eric Bailly. Kenny, who are you partnering? Van Dijk's in there. He's had the majority vote. So who are you voting next to Van Dijk?
I was told to take this fully seriously, so I will. I think this player's been actually better than Van Dijk this season. I think Van Dijk's been a bit suspect. Matip, I think.
Matip, good shout.
Darryl, I see you rolling your eyes. It's been good. Matip isn't bad.
Yes, this is meant to be a combined 11, not a full Liverpool defence.
To be fair, I think you're.
No, I'm going for.
To be fair, I think your arguments can be more upfield because let's face it, United's have always had a bit of a better attack. Your defence has always been a bit of a shaky one, and you've got De Gea in there. You've got De Gea in there.
Is in mind.
Yeah, but it's still been better than yours. But it's still been better than yours. So, but now we move to left back. Now, the debate here is between Andrew Robertson and Luke Shaw. So, Ciaran, who are you picking at left back?
I know Dale might disagree. I know Dale probably go Luke Shaw, but if we're basing it solely off this season, I love Luke Shaw. I think last season he was arguably the best left back in England, arguably on form. I think he had a very, very good Euros, but during this season, I have to say Robertson, man. I have to say Robertson. I have to. It pains me, but I have to.
I hear that. Darryl, what about you?
I want to go Shaw, but to be honest, given how he's been this season, he hasn't turned up all season. I mean, I disagree with Velv saying he's overweighted. I mean, you just hate all the United players. So, you say everyone.
As Liverpool fans do.
Yeah. Oh, well, all the Liverpool's players are mostly overweighted then, so shut up. No, I'm going to go for Robertson, sadly. Even though I don't want a full Liverpool defence. So I think Liverpool are just a dog crap side. So there you go.
DC says, fuck my life, we lose to bloody Arsenal.
Easily, because you're a cock, mate.
Definitely put Luke Shaw left back. Ooh.
Thank you.
Hello to all. Who are these BS defenders on the pitch? The better ones than United. Liverpool fans have zero brains. I wanted Pogba in my combined 11.
He's probably the only one you wanted.
Shaw overrated one season wonder. But Kenny, Robbo has got in, but who would you have voted for?
Robertson. I think even Simic has to be better than Shaw.
Simic.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far.
Kenny, when he's waiting, to be fair, you got an assist, didn't you? In that, but that's like Chelsea or something.
Paddy Murphy, DC. Shut up. Paddy Murphy.
DC, you lost 3-1.
Who even is he?
Oh, I sort of do see the resemblance just a little.
Oh, to be fair,
Who even is he?
So, he's some TikTok sensation. What you on about? None of these defenders getting to United. Oh, Lord Jesus. We'll try again. RJ, can we hear you? Can you hear us?
Hello?
Yes.
Hey.
Can you hear us?
Finally. Jesus. My fucking soundboard is literally gone absolutely psycho. It's kind of gone like all the out fans when United lose, to be fair. Anyway, how are y'all doing, lads?
Yeah, we're all good.
Good.
What about yourself?
I'm grand, yeah. Just trying to fucking keep my head down, work hard, and now I'm back.
100%. We're just doing a combined 11 for United Liverpool. De Gea made it as goalkeeper.
Yep.
Trent Alexander-Arnold was right back.
Okay.
Matip, Van Dijk centre backs with Andrew Robertson at left back. Is there anyone you disagree with? Is there anyone you wanted to get in there? What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, I think it's very fair. I think Bissaka's a bit unlucky, but I think Trent has been pretty phenomenal this season so far. I mean, Shaw has been absolutely horrendous. I mean, fucking hell, it does take a wise man to see how shit he's been this season. So Robbo definitely, Van Dijk 100%. Matip, I mean, him and Varane is really a toss up, I guess, but I'd say Matip's just been more informed. De Gea 100%, I agree. De Gea's been an absolute beast again once, so it's good to see. It's good to see that he's been back. Something I did call last season, if you all remember. So we'll move on, shall we?
Now we do the three midfielders. Now, I said to the Liverpool lot yesterday, because you play with a DM, double pivot with a cam, and they play with a DM and 2/8s. I was nice and just said, pick me three midfielders. So I'm going to need pen and paper for this one. This could get interesting. Now, obviously, as I said, you can't have the ones that are injured, so but you can have the ones that are a doubt. So I will allow Curtis Jones from Liverpool because he has been officially confirmed to be available this weekend. Ciaran, who are your three central midfielders?
Alright, so one Man United one. It has to be Bruno Fernandes. I think he's just goes straight in there for me. I think Fabinho has to go in there as well for Liverpool. I mean, what we wouldn't do for Fabinho at CDM. I mean, we'd be sorted. We'd be absolutely sorted. So yeah, I think Fernandes, Fabinho, and then the third one is a contentious one because I think, in terms of ability, I think Pogba would go in there. But if we're doing it on form and form alone, I think James Milner's actually been playing pretty well recently. No, Kenny, I'm being fair here. No, I'm being fair. No. No, all I'm saying is this. Look, Kenny, I haven't picked yet. I haven't picked yet. Just calm down. Yeah, right, hold on. So all I'm saying is this: Pogba on form. What I know, obviously he's got the assists, and to be fair, at the start of the season, if this was done after 2 or 3 games, it'd be an absolute no-brainer. Pogba's in there 100%. There'd be no competition. But recently, he hasn't been as good. I still think it's a toss-up between him and James Milner for me.
Can I just say Curtis Jones has been better than James Milner for Liverpool?
Yeah, but has he really played? Okay.
He's played a fair bit. He's been much better than James fucking Milner. That's for sure.
James Milner just recently played.
I tell you what, I'm having a shocking performance today. I'm telling you. First one, Bissaka now, but no, I don't know. Listen, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll give Pogba the vote. I'll give Pogba, and I'm not hating on Pogba, right? 7 assists is pretty good, right?
Yeah.
But all I'm gonna say is this: it's debatable. I think recently in the league, I don't think he's done that much, but I'll give Pogba. It'll be okay. Pogba, Fernandes, and Fabinho.
Velv says Curtis Jones has got 2 goals, 3 assists in this season in 6 games. That's not a bad return. That's not a bad return. Liverpool fans would never dream of putting any United players in their 11, not a chance. Well, they did actually, because I did the same thing with them yesterday, and they decided to put in Bruno went in there. Now me and Rack went for Greenwood. The rest of them went for Firmino. But you know. Ronaldo didn't get in because for us, and let me explain the reasons for me and Rack not saying Ronaldo, was mainly because of how the tactics went of that team, and you want them pressing and all of that, and Ronaldo's press is as well. It's it's not there. Pogba, Matic, Bruno.
Yeah, but I agree. I completely agree with
Matic, I absolutely not. But Dowell, your 3 central midfielders, who are you going for?
You're muted.
You're muted.
For me, Bruno, Pogba, and Curtis Jones.
Interesting. Kenny?
No, I had that right about Pogba not being there, but it wasn't about Pogba actually. It was just about Milner being in.
Yeah.
I would actually.
Yeah, the Milner was a mad shout.
He's a stalwart, to be fair.
I would actually not put Pogba in midfield and put him wing because that's where he's got most of his performances. So I would put Fabinho, Bruno Fernandes, and Matic. No, Matic. Curtis Jones.
Okay. So regardless of what RJ says, Bruno Fernandes is already in the team. Although I feel like RJ would have probably picked Bruno anyway. So Bruno gets in there. RJ, who are you partnering next to Bruno Fernandes? Which 2 are you voting for? Because I've already put a vote down for you and Bruno, as I just thought that was quite a sensible move.
Sure. Why are you putting Bruno Fernandes? I want Fred in that team. Come on now, get that. For anyone who does not understand, that was sarcasm, right? That was definitely sarcasm. No. Yeah, Bruno definitely has to be in that team. I mean, Pogba has to be in that team in my opinion, just because of the fact is that on his day, right? Yeah, obviously, you know, he hasn't been good recently, but I feel like that's because he's had to do more defending than usual because we still don't have a CDM. And like, United fans like to bring up the case saying like, oh, but we don't need a CDM. You know, we can just still play like this. Newsflash: we don't get a CDM, we're not going to play nice football. We're going to get dominated every single game. Simple as that. Right?
True.
So,
Kenny,
like I said, I would. Like I said, we can get one in the January transfer window. A guy called Kessie is up for sale from AC Milan. He's not even signed a contract there, so we can literally get him for cheap. So, like I said, you know, Glazers get the money, chuck it in. There you go. I mean, Basuma was a good choice, but then you know, man decided to ruin his career and go to Prison FC. So I mean, anyway, we move forward, don't we? Anywho. Yeah, so Pogba, Bruno, and I mean, I wish I could say Donny van de Beek, but I don't think he's played much this season.
Has he ever played enough in the United shirt to even be considered?
I don't know at this rate, to be fair. I mean, McTominay is looking very, very potential now. We're messing. No, we have to go for Fabinho. We have to go for
Fabinho. So, as picked by the United lot, Fabinho gets him from Liverpool, and partnering them lot is Paul Pogba. And this is as voted by them, not me. I ain't voted for this. This is their votes. Now onto the right wing. Ciaran. Mo Salah?
I mean, you could.
He's thinking about it.
You could make it. I mean, Daniel James had a great start to the season. No, I mean, listen. I think Mo Salah. It's got to be Mo Salah. Yeah, let's just put him in and not speak about it ever again. How good he's been.
Seems Greenwood gets in.
You're muted again, Dal.
goodness sake. It's going to have to be Salah then, I think, to be honest with you. I would probably put Greenwood ideally.
Yeah, I think
I can't be the only one.
No, I
don't even know. I don't even know if Ronaldo's going to get into this squad. You know.
Ooh.
And that's I think that's and Dal, you're not the first one to say that, and a Liverpool fan actually said it, and I sort of agree. Because looking at how you're going to want this team playing, I don't think it fits a Ronaldo. Because there's not, apart from Robbo and Trent, who you could argue are going to put crosses in, I just don't know if Ronaldo fits it. I'm sure RJ's going to tell me that I love Greenwood too much and all of that. But I do agree with you that I think Greenwood at the moment has a good chance of getting in because he's arguably one of the best finishers in the world, let alone just between these two teams. So I think there is an argument about it at least. But Kenny, Mo Salah?
Yeah, can I just ask you, am I allowed to put Ronaldo or Greenwood at left wing or just one of them at striker?
Well, you can, but I don't know if you want to have that conversation with Marcus Rashford or Mane.
Rashford's been injured though. I know he's a doubt. I know he's a doubt.
Someone who doesn't have a PhD over someone who does, Kenny. Are you really going to do that?
No, RJ, this is
Kenny.
This one's children, and you're like,
Kenny,
nah, I'm going to go for someone.
You're getting too bogged down of. They haven't played much this season. I said overall. If I ask you to pick who you want to right back, and you go, blah. So, yeah, stop being a dickhead. Right. Just tell me if you want Salah in the team or not.
Yes, Salah in the team. I thought it was just a season. That was what it was.
No. RJ, yay or nay on Mo Salah?
I mean, first off, like I said, Kenny, clearly you haven't changed since I left. Thank God.
Nah, RJ.
Second of all, probably Mo Salah. I mean, if Ahmed Diallo actually played a few minutes, to be fair, he would actually be sick. Wait, what? What, Kenny? What are you saying?
Yeah, Kenny is still a dickhead. Don't worry about it.
I don't think hear Oh, okay.
That's because I muted him.
Ooh.
It's because I muted the wanker. Now we're moving on to the left wing. You've got choices of Kenny. If you talk one more time, I'll do what I did in the last one, which is boot you out. Yeah. Do I make sense? Does that make sense in your tiny brain?
I'll have to get me buy ready.
Niall, is your mod a Liverpool? You need to get new mods because he timed me out for over banter. Absolute baby. Who timed you out?
Velvish one.
Oh, Velvish one's
a Liverpool fan.
Probably was.
Velvish one, yeah, you're going to lose mod.
Ugh. Scousers.
Jesus. Hey, I swear you had like a relationship with Velva at one stage or some shit like that.
I know it was Liam Martin. It was Liam Martin, actually.
So I'm just gonna check this out because
it was Liam Martin actually.
I'll work out who timed you out now.
Would have been Liam.
Liam White?
Yeah, he wasn't even in the stream.
Oh no, you were timed out by Velvish one. DC was timed out by Liam. But anyway, left mid or left wing. Ciaran, who are you picking?
Is it? I would put Sadio Mane, to be honest. And I know Rashford obviously is. Kenny, you can keep doing that all you want, mate. You can keep doing that all you want. No, look, for me, I just think, Rashford obviously on form. Rashford's got 2 and 2, but I just think you have to give it to Mane. I think for this season anyway. Sadio Mane for me. I know Rashford misses out.
One vote for Mane. Dal, who are you picking? Dal.
Darrell?
Left wing, mate.
Yeah, You
I'm
better
having a
choose
mess now.
You better choose Rashford.
Better choose Rashford. Well, you might as well go out of the room again because I'm picking Mane.
Oh
Bye. Bye.
I've got my lightsaber. I've got my lightsaber. I've got my lightsaber out.
I bet you're delighted with that now. Bye.
Right, so he was pissing me off now. Luckily RJ's here, so we'll replace Kenny with RJ. It makes more sense because if Kenny can't start taking these shows seriously, he'll never come back on ever again. So Ciaran, so RJ, who are you putting at left wing?
I mean, judging how Ciaran and fucking whoever the hell your man is says, Mane. I mean, do I really have a choice, or what's really the story at this stage?
That is true, to be fair.
No, can you be the ultimate adjudicator and just say oh yeah, whatever I say goes at this stage, or can we just go for the crack?
No, this is you lot picking your team. I'm staying way out of this.
To be fair, if you count Kenny's vote as Rashford, then if you said Rashford, it goes to decider.
No, thank you. I'm good. I'll stay strong by myself. Anyway.
Good choice.
Yeah. No, I prefer Rashford, to be fair. Mane finally doing his job for once in his career for the last 3 seasons. So I mean, fair play to him. Finally, he found his right occupation. But yeah, like I said, I'm picking Rashford.
Right, with 2 votes for Mane, 1 for Rashford. Kenny?
Right, apologies for my little outburst, yeah, but Rashford gets in.
Bye. By the way, how much?
There you go, now, mate.
Give me a second. I'm getting a coin.
Heads means Rashford, tails means Mane. Yeah.
How old is this Paddy Murphy guy that this person's going on about?
He's young enough, to be fair. He's young enough. He's a good young Irish lad.
Oh wait, he's young enough for what?
I bet you he's miles older than me, and I'm only 19.
31.
Oh, I should really not open my camera then at that stage.
Right,
if anyone knows me, you all know what happened.
Right, mods, stop timing people out, or you'll just have your mod ship removed. Quite simple.
Yeah,
if they've not been racist or hateful or abusive, right, or done anything that bad, then if you unmod them, if you time them out, I will just unmod you. It's very simple. Right,
Liam and Velvet one. Liam and Velvet one stop.
Right, Liam, that's not enough to time someone out, mate. Right. Just because
I found out DC just because I want. I did sorry DC. Catch you in 5 minutes, right?
Liam, that's not enough to time anyone out.
In the backside.
Don't call someone a bitch. Obviously, that's just rude. But RJ, heads or tails?
Kenny, what should we go for?
I reckon heads.
Right, we're going tails now.
Tails is Rashford gets in.
Yeah.
Oh my Christ!
I'm not even unhappy with that, to be honest.
He hasn't played all
season. That was exactly the plan. That was exactly the plan. Whatever Kenny said, you go for the opposite.
If you're comparing me to this guy, then you're wrong.
Good looking fella.
Nah, that's a good looking. No,
I'm better looking than him.
That's not Paddy Murphy. What the hell?
Yeah, that's not Paddy Murphy.
Well,
that is not Paddy Murphy, fam.
Well, if you send me a photo to the actual Paddy Murphy you're right about, then...
What's your Twitter? I'll send it to you. Hold on.
I'm not called Paddy
Murphy. Am I Darryl doesn't...
Well, he does.
My name's Darryl Johnson, not Paddy Murphy, so get that in your freaking...
What?
Jesus Christ.
Lovely.
He's got out.
Now, we're going to talk about the striker. Now, you've got choices of the likes of Mason Greenwood, who has played up front this season. Ronaldo, although I don't really think Ronaldo fits with this lot. And then you've obviously got Bobby Firmino or Jota. So, Ciaran, who would you be picking up front with this lot?
Well, for me, I know. Obviously, in real life, it probably wouldn't work out. But on paper, if we're picking it just on paper, it's got to be Ronaldo for me. It's got to be.
Interesting. Dow?
I wouldn't even put Ronaldo in the squad.
Whoa, in the squad? Not even in the bench?
Or maybe on the bench, but not in that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this
Am
is
I
going to be
Irish?
interesting.
No,
This
I'm
is going to be
English.
interesting.
Who the hell's this fella?
Down Irish.
I'll tell you.
Striker,
Confirmed.
Greenwood.
Mason
Greenwood.
So one vote for Greenwood, one vote for Ronaldo.
Vel's
RJ?
unhappy with this 11, only because you'd put 11 Liverpool players.
RJ, who would you go for?
As good as Greenwood is, look, I've praised a lot to be fair this season. He's done massive things for United, especially before Ronaldo even came to the club. But I think Ronaldo, just because, like I said, you can't count this man out. 9 times out of 10, he will score you the winning goal and be a threat. Like I said, you saw him against Atlanta. He literally came back to the fence and took that man out like a proper warrior. But anyway, like I said, Ronaldo to go in.
Okay, Kenny, Ronaldo or Greenwood? What are you going for?
I think with the tactics this team set out, I think Greenwood works better because Ronaldo just.
Oh, flip another coin.
It's fucking not a flipper coin. It's the one that I will vote on.
Hey, yo, come on, man. You're unbiased student. I demand. Dude, does Kenny really get a vote here at this rate? Does Kenny really get a vote here? I mean, this man, the amount of stuff this man said, I swear.
With this tactics, how does Ronaldo fit into this?
Ronaldo fits into anything, mate. He fits into anything.
He does not fit into anything.
Think about it logically, right? You were asking me.
I do think logically.
About being
actually, never mind. I understand.
When Mason Greenwood is in the conversation, have you really thought that bit through?
Yeah, I should have really reconsidered my life choices. To be fair,
you probably should have thought that one a little bit more. But we have finally, after many of an arguments, and clearly many arguments in the comments, and Velv being beyond furious, and there will absolutely be a preview tomorrow of Liverpool United, because judging from how pissed off Velvishwan is, and I'm sure the minute I put this out into the social media platform, it could get quite interesting. But the combined 11 has gone De Gea in goal, Trent Alexander-Arnold at right back, Matip and Van Dijk centre backs with Andrew Robertson left back, a midfield three of Fabinho, Paul Pogba, Bruno Fernandes. On the right wing, Mohamed Salah. On the left wing, Marcus Rashford. And up front, Mason Greenwood. So very similar to what Gary Neville said in terms of no Ronaldo. Although he did have the audacity to put in Harry Maguire, which still baffles me. Or was that Carragher? Which one put Maguire in their team?
I think Neville did.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Neville did, yeah.
That is poor judgment. Very poor judgment. Ciaran, just briefly, what's your thoughts on that team?
I mean, it's a quality team. I'm
guessing manager is Jurgen Klopp, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Come on, Ciaran, all he's at the wheel, bro. Come on.
Give him whatever he wants. Do your Rio Ferdinand. No, I mean, listen. I think realistically, if we're talking big games, there's a debate to be had. That's all I'm going to say. Ollie's record in big games, there's a debate to be had.
Well,
But yeah,
last season.
Well, we don't know till we try,
Yeah,
Kenny.
we
This
didn't
season he
really
could
do
be the
that
same.
last season,
Well, to be fair,
Exactly.
No,
I
but
wouldn't be surprised
thing
if
is-
Ciaran said with what he said today.
Kenny
Know
can
that
predict
an hour
the future, lads. So this is why you have to ask him for the lotto numbers, right? Next time when the lotto comes out, lads, ask him for them. Trust me.
Well, me or Ciaran.
Oh, I was being sarcastic, mate.
Yeah, I was asking me or Ciaran.
Anyway,
I thought,
sorry, Ciaran.
Kenny,
Sorry
Kenny,
for
you're-
interrupting, Ciaran. Go on.
Kenny,
Sorry.
you're
No, it's fine.
Kenny, you're talking too much.
No, I'll say it's a good team. It's a good team. I would put Ronaldo up front, but apart from that, it's decent.
Okay,
I think a lot
I
of
hear
people
that.
would, but Greenwood's better personally to me.
Yeah,
At the minute, Greenwood's better.
Oh, dear.
I'm not
I
saying
agree.
Greenwood's going to be better than Ronaldo all season, but at this current time, Greenwood's been better than Ronaldo.
Yeah. It's okay. You'll have many a times to do combined 11s for when you play. I would say Man City, but you'll do one anyway. But there won't be any preview because I don't know any City fans. If there are any ever out there. You can do it with Tottenham, but really that really isn't getting previewed because no one really cares about that. But you will get to do it when you face Arsenal and Chelsea. Or actually, no, you can do it with Arsenal, but you won't have a preview because who cares? You will definitely have one with Chelsea though. So Liverpool, Chelsea are your previews. But Darryl, talk to me through his team quickly.
I think there's one or two players that possibly could have been changed. Rashford certainly shouldn't have been in it. For starters. For starters, he hasn't played all season. And yes, when he plays, he scores like 1 or 2 goals, but no chance. For me, man is well ahead of Rashford. So, Kenny, you're lucky he's actually in the squad because he shouldn't even be in there.
Interesting. RJ, what about you?
I mean, I don't know what this guy's smoking, but the thing is, Rashford's only played 90 minutes and he's got more goals than fucking a load of players in the Premier League this season, right? 90 minutes, lads. One game.
So we're going
got
off
2
the full
goals.
season.
I just
We're
let
going
you
off the full season. He's only played 1 game.
Yeah, but how many goals did Sadio Mane got? How many games did he got, right?
It's not just over 1 season, guys. It's over 1 season plus a bit of overall. Basically, if you had to pick who you want as like a left winger or a striker, it's who you want. That's sort of. I think everyone's got a bit bogged down on just this season, which is fair. I think Rashford is a top talent who has every right to be in there. Because I think if you look at Man last season, it was horseshit.
I mean, yeah, there's many reasons for that, but other than that, like I said, hey, I agree, 100%. Trent, yeah.
Also, we're finishing.
Probably, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I think, could be close. Probably at the end of the year. Probably at the end of the season, possibly he could possibly get there. You know what I mean? Because like I said, at the end of the season, he's getting better. Like I said, he's getting better, lads. That Atlanta game, he was man of the match, in my opinion. Him and Aaron Wan-Bissaka won one of man of the matches. He's getting better at attacking. Way better.
Is better going forward.
Is he getting Maldini's?
Yeah, but the thing is, but the thing is, lads, Trent's getting better defensively, and Wan-Bissaka's getting better attacking. That's the thing you have to understand this season, right? The two of them are trying to improve in the things that they're not that good at, right? Wan-Bissaka, and if you watch him, lads, he is getting better.
Trent's always been better than Wan-Bissaka.
Not defending.
Realize that Trent isn't.
Not defending.
You do
No, but
know that. You do know that Trent is still a very good defender, right?
Yeah,
I do. No, I never said that. I said at the season, I think it'll be a lot closer because Wan-Bissaka, the way he's going on a very, very. He's going like Shaw last season, right? He's going to set a good standard for himself, and hopefully he meets that standard, right? Like I said, I never said that Trent was bad. I literally did credit him, saying, look, yeah, like I said, he's unreal at the moment. I did agree with the fact that, yeah, he should be still in that team, but I said at the end of the season, we could see Aaron Wan-Bissaka get close to him, okay? Which is a possibility. I'm just foreshadowing. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it will happen. I hope it does.
When we come back to a reverse fixture at Anfield and we do this again, we'll see what changes are made because that one will basically be based on form of that season / a bit of overall But no, I sort of completely.
No,
I sort of completely disagree. Yeah. AWB is only a good one-on-one defense, defensive awareness and position.
I mean, well, you don't watch Aaron Wan-Bissaka, mate. Like I said, if you saw him against Atlanta, against fucking every other team that we face, even Leicester, right? Yeah, sure, we lost the game, but like I said, there was only 4 players in that game that actually played well. If you realistically watch it back, right? Greenwood, Bruno, Greenwood, Bruno, Greenwood, Rashford, David De Gea and Wan-Bissaka were the only 4 players I would say that played well against Leicester. The rest of them were shy, Harry Maguire especially. But like I said, for the centre backs, arguably, you can make Matic, Varane, whatever. It doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, Van Dijk obviously gets the spot. Robertson, I agree, just because Shaw's been absolutely horrendous. The midfield trio, I think that's fair. I mean, like I said, on their day, I think, Bruno, Pogba, if they have someone who's defending, they don't need to do any defending. They can literally attack, which will mean that you have more options and a better chance of scoring. I mean, Bruno.
You probably will have to tell Trent. You'll probably have to tell Trent not to bomb up as much, because I don't think he'll be offered the position or the safety from Paul Pogba.
He'll be grand. He's learning, right? He's learning.
I don't think Paul Pogba's going to be doing the Jordan Henderson role of covering for right back when Trent bombs forward.
Sure.
I don't know about the rest of you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, maybe Pogba would be like, Fabinho, can you do it instead? Probably just get some maybe, but no, like I said, the front trio, like I said, arguably Greenwood for Ronaldo. Like I said, no other issues, to be fair. I know Velv is, having an absolute mental breakdown, probably saying, Mane should be over him. But like I said, you have to understand that Rashford is an unreal talent. I understand Mane is too, but you need to understand the fact that Rashford, at the age of 24, really 23, 24 right now, has done a lot more than a lot of teenagers, or not teen, a lot of youngsters in this Premier League so far. And the fact he's been in the Premier League for over 5 years is incredible. I think he'll be there for another 10 if he wants to, if he's able to. That's the question.
Who?
So that's what I think. Rashford.
Interesting. Oh, Rashford. Oh, easily. He broke onto the scene at 17, didn't he? It was mad.
19.
Kenny, yeah, it was so mad. Kenny, I would ask you about this team, but I don't know how sensible or tactically aware you are of it. Do you know what tactics looks like?
I wouldn't really just shut up now. I wouldn't disagree with any of it. I think that's a good team. I wouldn't really disagree with any of it.
So 1, 4, 5, 6 Liverpool, 5 United seems fair-ish. I think you could argue Pogba maybe for Curtis Jones. I think you could argue Rashford, Mane. I think the rest of it seems fair. I think David De Gea. Is a fair one to have there. I think he's probably the only thing keeping United away from a relegation battle. To be honest with you, the amount of times that man has kept you. Yeah, no, it really is, because De Gea has kept you, or saved you so many 3 points and points that if it weren't for him, you might be looking at a relegation, but it'd be a bit of a madness. But we are going to wrap it up there, because I'm going to get some graphics done and a thumbnail sorted for tomorrow's preview, because we are going to be previewing Manchester United versus Liverpool. Find some. Daryl will be there. By the looks of it, Velv's also going to be there. I'll find more United fans. Looking for one more United, one more Liverpool. Make it fair. 2v2, me in the middle, problem solved. So that is probably how we'll do it, which seems fair. But before you go, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well if you are new to the channel. Check out our socials: Twitter, Let's Talk EPL, Instagram, Let's Talk EPL _, and on TikTok at Let's Talk Premier League. Ciaran, where can they find you, mate?
They can find me Red Dot Weekly on YouTube and on Twitter. But yeah, cheers for having me. Appreciate it. Always good fun.
It is always good fun on this channel, especially when Kenny's here. I didn't cross my fingers at all.
Are you sure about
Dal,
that?
what about you? RJ, I crossed my fingers, mate. You surely you know what that means.
I hope so.
Dal, what about you, mate? Where can they find you?
Does this football stand on YouTube and Instagram, and Double Johnson 02 on Twitter? Not Paddy Murphy.
Paddy Murphy on
To be fair, stick an Irish accent on you, and you could actually fit the role very, very nicely.
You could potentially.
I wouldn't have the time.
Halloween is coming up, so like if you're running out of an idea for a costume, right? I'm just saying.
Yeah, with Halloween coming up, you could pretend to be Darryl Murphy. But what about you, Kenny? Where can they find you?
You can find me at KennyTV210. You'll have to request my account as a private account. The other one was suspended. Kenny TV on YouTube and Kenny. What?
And Kenny the Arsenal fan on Twitch.
How long has that been there? How long has that been there?
Oh, that is absolutely. I didn't even change.
How long?
Don't even bother.
How long has that been there?
I have absolutely
Since you first put it.
Oh.
There's no way. Kenny, nah, man, surely not.
That is
I mean, nothing's really changed about here. That's it.
I know you put it on. I know you put it on.
What do you mean? I've left this channel for about 2 months. Wait, what do you mean?
You put Kenny.
I have no power over this. Like,
I know you.
Yeah, I definitely did, buddy. I definitely did. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, blame me. I've been gone. This is my first return back. Like.
Yeah,
Kenny is an Arsenal fan. He doesn't rate Marshall.
I don't think any United fans. Ciaran and Darren are Arsenal fans. We don't rate Marshall.
But Kenny, shh. RJ, where can they find you, mate?
Jesus, long time for this. Yeah, you can find me on Robotic Jaguar on pretty much all social medias. I mean, apart from the hard guy beside me, you can find me on Twitter, Robotic Jaguar. My account is actually public because I don't actually, I don't need to make it private, do I? I don't have nothing to hide, do I?
Shut up.
Mine is also Niall_PAFC, and mine is also public because I don't say anything to get me suspended.
My public account is suspended.
In that way, Kenny.
That's true. I don't either. But I did once, and then
to be fair, all RJ does is tweet some mostly sensible about United. There has been dusted a couple of ones that I disagree with, but the good thing about me is I won't publicly No, he hasn't dissed Greenwood, so he's safe from that. He knows better than that. He knows that. Look, I do see his Twitter, and he knows that would be a bad move if he were to do that. But no, it's been a great show. I've thoroughly enjoyed myself. I've enjoyed that. Hopefully, you guys have. We've gained 3 subscribers from that show. So clearly, some people have enjoyed that. I know, right? It's all good there. All good. We'll be back tomorrow with Brighton versus Man City watch along, and then the preview to Manchester United Liverpool, and then Liverpool, and then Formula 1 qualifying, a 9:45 start for a 10 p.m. qualifying session because they are in America. Thank you, America. But as I say, we'll be back tomorrow. But until then, guys, thanks for watching and peace out.